So many great questions to answer about the armadillo and the dog armor. Hello there, Ray here, and today we'll try to answer all the different questions that you guys have about them. So let's get started and make sure you guys are still subscribed. We'll test this in Bedrock Edition since we don't have them yet in the Java Edition. So when it comes to how much the armors actually help, a normal wolf has 20 hearts, so 3 hits with a diamond sword will kill it. And with armor, it only takes another hit, a total of 4 of them, to kill it. But how much damage they can take before dying is actually dependent on how much damage is dealt each time. So if you do something smaller like a single punch, which only does 1 damage to them, a dog without any armor would only be able to sustain 20 of these hits before it would die. But one with armor could take on 35 hits. So the smaller the batches of damage are, the more it can take overall before it will actually die. And that's just a weird property of how armor works. And is the same as if your player is wearing a full set of gold armor. Now you can actually remove the armor from your wolf by using shears and right clicking on them, kind of like shearing a sheep. It only does a small amount of damage to the shears as well. Now using dispensers to dispense dog armor onto dogs doesn't work. And when it comes to having shears, kind of like sheep having shears to shear off wool, it also doesn't work in removing the dog armor. This poor llama here is trying to spit onto a wild wolf down there. It just can't quite seem to pathfind directly on top of it. It just keeps going around in circles. Oh, poor llama. I guess that's why they call it bugrock edition instead of bedrock edition. So many bugs in it. You cannot actually put enchantments onto the wolf armor. This includes enchanting them with anvils. You also can't put trim on it like you can on normal armor, as it doesn't even go into the slot. You also can't dye the wolf armor like you can leather armor. You cannot place the dog armor onto baby wolves, even if they're tame, or wild wolves. And of course you can't actually place the wolf armor onto cats. Now because of this, having an armored wolf is more early game or mid game and isn't really useful for end games, which is a bit of a pity, and that's why a lot of people wanted to get the crab claw, as those could be used from early game all the way down to end game, as the crab allowed the player to reach out further. And you could probably say a similar thing with the penguins, which would allow boats to actually move faster, but it definitely seems like the wolf armor is very limited. Now there's currently no cooldown when it comes to how much you can use your brush on the armadillo, so as long as you spam it, just keep getting scutes. But every time you do this in survival, it actually takes a huge chunk of durability out of the brush, about 1/4 of all its durability. So you only can do this a total of 5 times before your brush breaks. And after using the brush 4 times, it looks like there's no durability left at all. And if we try to test to see how much durability is left by using suspicious gravel, which will just remove 1 durability, when it's complete it actually will break it, meaning that there's like 1 durability or 0 durability or even a negative durability, but whatever it is, it's at least 1 or less. Even with a high looting sword, you don't get anything from them, besides XPs. So we know that armadillos will roll up into a ball if a player sprints near them or if there's a hostile mob nearby. But how close do you have to be to them for this to happen? Now the limit to how far an armadillo can actually notice a hostile mob is 8 meters away. This is about the same distance that an armadillo will also curl up when a player is sprinting. So just by having a single hostile mob underneath of our little play field here, I made a big chunk of blue ice and I placed in some armadillos. And since they're always within 8 blocks of the actual zombie down there, they're always going to be scared. So they'll continue to stay in the ball form. So you can actually have like a little soccer game up here on top, pushing these around. And you can have like a goalie and probably some way to count the scores. And of course I had to do some funny redstone. It's constantly a ball that's getting pushed back and forth. So once it gets towards the end here, barely clips this pressure plate, which detects it, pushing slime, and will actually give it quite a bit of momentum. It slides all the way to the other side. Oh look, the doggy wants to join in. Oh, there goes the dog. No, doggy, you ruined it. So you could definitely do some cool redstone with these, bounce them all around. So I tried testing it to see if armadillos can activate tripwire, depending on if they're in normal walking state versus in a ball. But it doesn't seem that them actually growing to a ball can be detected, at least not between putting them on top of something like a large amethyst or a daylight sensor. They're either always activating or always not activating it. Many more Minecraft secrets can be found in this playlist here. Otherwise, you're always welcome to browse my channel, as I have hundreds of videos all about crazy things that can be done in Minecraft. Thank you all for leaving a like on the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!